So guys, alam niyo ba na sometimes working from home actually makes you less productive than being in the office? Yeah, I know for sure na sa gulo ng Pilipinas ngayon, working from home is a big blessing. No traffic, comfy clothes, just chill vibes. Pero sa totoo lang, mas madali kang madistract at mas maraming procrastination. And I swear I can totally relate to this. Sa 12 years ko na sa work from home gigs, grabe, super challenging ang focus. So today, I'll share 5 work from home tips na sobrang effective, plus practical hacks na personally kong ginagamit at backed by studies and real-life examples. So let's go! So welcome to the new viewers and welcome back sa ating mga returning subscribers. So once again, this is me, Jom, for a journey of me. And let's start talking about the 5 practical work from home productivity tips. Tip number 1. So our tip number 1 is to have a dedicated workspace. Research from Harvard Business Review shows na kahit maliit na designated space, it improves focus at reduces stress. So ang ating practical tip, magkaroon tayo ng malinis na desk na walang clutter. Mayroong good lighting, preferably yung natural light, kumbaga meron tayong nakukuhang natural na sinag ng araw. And of course, ang ergonomic chair or pillow support, dapat komportable ang iyong upuan. So dati nga, nung nagtatrabaho ako sa bed, the result is half the tasks were incomplete. Pero nung lumipat ako sa desk, task completion is increasing by 50%. So that's a promise. And ayan na nga, extra hack is to decorate minimally with plants or motivational quote. Studies show na green element boost mood and productivity. So kapag sinabi natin greens, ito yung mga plants, or pwede mo rin gawin yung paint ng room just like what I have on my background. And also sa practicality, you don't have to buy the most expensive tables or chairs or tools to decorate. Ang daming mga effective and good items na makikita ngayon sa iba't ibang online or e-commerce platforms. Shopee, TikTok, even Lazada, ang dami dyan. So yun na nga, decorating your own space or having a dedicated workspace doesn't have to be that expensive. Kailangan mo lang maging wais at kailangan mo lang magkaroon ng maraming time to research on the products na kailangan mong bilhin. Kung gusto mo rin namang lumalabas, you can always check out sa malls, sa mga hardwares, or even doon sa ating mga local furniture store. For sure, meron kang makikita dyan. That's not gonna be an additional expense. So wag natin siyang titignan as extra gastos. Let's take it as an investment. Kasi kung nagkaroon ka ng productivity or increased productivity dahil sa iyong bagong dedicated workspace, then at least you're having a return of investment. Kumbaga, nagkakaroon ka ng extra time not only for the client, but also extra time for yourself or for your family. So imagine, yung mga nawawala dahil sa pagpo-procrastinate mo, malaking tipid na rin yun, kumbaga, doon sa mga gastos na kailangan mong pagdaanan para lang ma-accomplish ang task na ginagawa mo. So that's it. First is having a dedicated work setup. So our tip number 2 is to set a schedule and stick to it. Alam ko na sobrang cliche na ng tip na ito, but at least like when you do it in practice, sobrang laking tulong nito sa pagkakaroon ng higher productivity levels. Kasi kahit ako noon, lagi kong sinasabi, dapat mayroong listahan, pero hindi ko naman ginagawa. Which is why I'm failing most of the time. So ayun na nga, dito sa ating tip number 2, magkaroon ng schedule at sundin ito. Flexibility is nice, pero too much of it or too much freedom is equals to procrastination. So ayun na nga, as a practical example, kailangan mo lang magkaroon ng maayos na time framing sa iyong araw. Kung day shift ka naman kagaya ko, what I usually do is blocking 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. as my focus work. Ibig sabihin, wala akong ibang gagawin kundi work lang. And then 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. ito yung lunch or short walk. So kumbaga dito, hinahati ko siya at dinidivide ko yung oras ko para magkaroon ako ng tamang working focus at saka ng break. And within those times, nagkakaroon din yung utak ko ng refreshment levels para at least mas productive ako sa ginagawa kong task. And after that, lunch or short walk, nagkakaroon ulit ako ng 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. to do deep work or doing meetings. Kasi dito ako nagkakaroon ng mas maayos na oras kasi nga train na yung utak ko kanina na mag-light work and then do a break, and then now it's the time for me to dive in deeper into those more of tasks na nangangailangan ng focus. So for me personally, I use time blocking. So I schedule tasks in blocks para alam ko kung ano ang priority sa bawat session. The night before, chine-check ko na kung ano yung mas mahirap at ano yung mas madali. And coming from that, I add them onto the hours. And with it, Harvard Business Review recommends time blocking for work from home professionals because it says na efficiency goes up significantly. And mini tip, kung may repetitive tasks, batch them together para less context switching. For example, check your emails only 2 times per day instead of every 10 minutes. Or kung nasa social media management ka naman, make sure na you do things in bulk. Kumbaga, plan things in advance. Parang in a week's time, you just do your content writing maybe on Mondays or Fridays para at least mas saturated yung idea when it comes to creating a content plan or content calendar. And on my end, writing down my tasks the night before really helps me a lot. So I have an actual planner. Sobrang dami kong ang planner. Every year, hindi ako nagfe-fail na nagko-collect ng Starbucks planner because at least it helps me become productive. And it actually helps me to have things planned in advance. But if you're really more into the tech side of things, marami namang mga online platforms na free na pwede mong gamitin to list down your tasks. On my end, for a very long time, isa sa mga ginagamit ko yung Airtable, kung baga. Or you can also check, like even on your phones, lalo kung naka-iOS ka naman or nasa Apple ecosystem ka, one thing that's very productive is yung notes. Kasi doon ko nilalagay minsan yung mga notes ko on my meetings, and because of the cloud efficiency, lahat ng devices ko, naka-capture niya siya altogether like in real time. So kahit na hindi ko dala yung iPad ko, as long as I have my phone with me or yung sa MacBook or even doon sa aking desktop, it still stays there. Para kahit ano man yung device na gamit mo, nagkakaroon ka ng proper reminder na ito yung task or these are the notes na you have to go through by the day. And I think sa mga Android or sa Google devices, you can also do that using the calendar or even Google Docs or whatever cloud-based platform na ginagamit ng mga Android. So yeah, it actually depends on what you wanted to do or what you wanted to use. As long as you have a good list of the things that you need to do the day in advance, then technically that's actually gonna help you to become more productive. And sa akin lang, ang downside ng paglilista, since I'm a person with ADHD, kapag meron akong isang task na hindi ko nagawa coming from a list, lahat ng mga bagay na susunod or lahat ng mga task na kasunod ng task na hindi ko na-fulfill, hindi ko na rin nagagawa. So actually, it's like a double-edged sword for me na it could be productive or counterproductive. But of course, it really depends on how I will move my day. But yun na nga, kung kagaya ko kayo na mayroong ADHD, technically, you have to take it with a grain of salt kasi nga minsan kung hindi mo siya magawa or hindi mo siya matapos on the proper listing, then it's gonna help you out or it's gonna make your day a bit worse. So, and ayan na nga ang ating tip number 3, using the Pomodoro technique. So, ayun na nga, dito sa ating tip number 3, sinabi ko na kailangan nating gumamit ng Pomodoro technique. So, ano nga ba ang Pomodoro technique? So, the Pomodoro technique is a time management method where you break your work into short, focused intervals, usually 25 minutes each, called the Pomodoros, followed by a 5-minute break, and after completing 4 Pomodoros, you take a longer break of 15 to 30 minutes. I know it's like a math for me, but you know, it actually helps you stay focused, avoid burnout, and get more done by working in concentrated bursts instead of trying to work for hours straight. So simple, 25-minute work, 5 minutes break. Repeat 4 times, tapos longer break. So yun na nga, medyo technical siya, but actually it's really helpful. And a practical hack that you can use is you can use apps like Focus to Do or Pomo Focus. So I know na medyo technical ang Pomodoro technique, but just like what I mentioned earlier, it's really simple. All you have to do is to break your hours into 25 minutes. So for example, magkakaroon ka ng 25 minutes na task and then 5 minutes break. And then you have to repeat the cycle 4 times. So 25 minutes, 5 minutes break, another one, which makes it 4. And right after that cycle, magkakaroon ka naman ng mas mahabang break. And then you just have to repeat the cycle over and over again until you finish the day or finish your working hours. So yung mga breaks mo na 5 minutes, pwede mo siyang i-utilize by staying out of your desk, by walking, or maybe lumabas ka ng kaunti, mag-stretch, or maybe just do a bit of, drinking water or hydrating yourself. And then one thing that you strictly have to avoid is to do phone scrolling while having a break on Pomodoro technique. Kasi break should recharge, not distract. Kasi for sure, once na nag-i-scroll ka dyan, marami na yung magiging sanga. Parang pag na-entertain ka ng isang TikTok video, for sure, mapapascroll ka to the next, or kapag meron yung mga teleserye na hinati-hati sa TikTok, for sure, hahanapin mo yung mga kasunod nun. And coming from that, it will eat up all of your time, and maybe it's gonna break all of the Pomodoro cycles or Pomodoro breaks that you're having within the day. And another research from University of Illinois says focus short bursts improves concentration and prevent fatigue. I personally do 2 cycles in the morning and then 2 after lunch. And then actually sa akin naman, it really helps me out to boost my output. Hindi lang yung productivity levels ko, but also the quality of the output that I am working on. Mas maganda siya kasi hindi ko siya pinoprocrastinate. So yun na nga yung sinasabi natin earlier. It's not just about maximizing the time, but also it's about you maximizing the quality of the project or quality of the task that you are submitting or that you are doing for a client or for work. Kasi syempre, as a freelancer, ayaw naman natin na magkaroon tayo ng mga tags or notions coming from our clients na pumapasok lang tayo para matapos yung task. But of course, we also wanted them to look at us na we are working on things for it to become, something na outstanding or something na mas makakatulong sa pag-improve ng company. Diba? It's us giving better solutions rather than just ticking all of the checkboxes to be done in a day. Because for sure, all of these hard work or all of these things that we're doing will surely pay off doon sa ating mga ginagawa araw-araw. Not only for the client, but also for ourselves. Because for sure, pag nag-grow ang ating client or nag-grow yung business na pinagtatrabahuan natin, tayo na mga nagtatrabaho sa laylayan ay siguradong mahihila din pataas. So make sure na you don't take your work for granted because laging ang sinasabi ko dito sa aking channel, working from home is always a blessing. And ayan na nga, nakalahati na natin ang ating episode for today. So before we continue, please don't forget to like, share, comment, and of course, subscribe sa aking channel, Jom, A Journey of Me. So here are tip number 4, limit distractions. Yan, napakadaling sabihin at alam ko paulit-ulit na natin tong sinasabi at binabanggit. Because distractions, yan talaga yung umpisa ng pagkakaroon natin ng lesser productivity and of course, breaking of focus. And right now, I know for sure, alam nyo na rin na number 1 cause ng distraction ay yung ating digital distractions, ng ating mga phones, yung mga notifications. Of course, lahat ng yan ay nakakasira ng ating focus. And did you know na yung notification sound ng iPhone, yung bell or yung bell chime, that's actually one of the most disruptive sounds na pwedeng magsira ng ating focus. That's according to a study ha. So kung ganun yung ginagamit mong notification sound, it's better for you to change it or actually put your phone on DND, especially on working hours. And very basic man sabihin, it's easier to work kapag nilalayo natin yung phones natin sa ating mga desk while we are working. Kasi aminin natin or hindi, nandyan talaga lahat yung mga apps na ginagamit natin for shopping, for social media, and even our banking apps, andyan siya. So a bit of a notification from those will actually break the cycle of focus. And next to that, of course, yung ating environment. So kung work from home tayo, for sure meron tayong mga ibang kasama sa bahay. Family, your kids, or your roommates, or housemates. Sabihan mo sila na, please guys, na kapag nakikita nyo akong nag-work, let's lessen the distraction. Like, kung pwede nating hinaan yung TV, or yung music, or even talking, or even calling me out, or asking my attention. Technically, you have to lessen that. Kasi for sure, it's something naman na hindi nangyayari sa isang office setup. So once you set that very good boundary, masasanay sila. So that's gonna become a habit, not only for you, but also for the people around you. And having that kind of boundary will surely help you out, have a good focus, and of course, higher productivity rate. So on my end, dati every 10 minutes may interruptions, yung task completion ko medyo slow, kaya ayun, nagkakaroon ako ng effect na pati yung mga task ng mga ka-team ko ay naapektuhan. And after applying all of this, I finished task 2 times faster. So bonus tip is for you to batch snacks, water, or maybe prepare everything that you need before starting your shift para hindi ka rin tayo ng tayo. Kumbaga, keeping things you need within your reach. Kumbaga, water, just like me, meron akong tumbler lagi sa tabi ko. I also have my snacks beside me para at least hindi na ako tatayo if ever I just need a bit to munch on, especially when working on creative tools or creative tasks. Kasi for me, mas nakakapagtrabaho ako kapag meron akong ninangat-ngat. Kaya kung sa mga kagaya ko dyan na mahilig ng mga kutkutin, it's very easy na meron tayong mga within the reach at hindi na natin kailangan tumayo. And our last but not least, tip number 5. So, end your day with a ritual. So, ito nga yung sinasabi ko. Kapag nagkakaroon tayo ng work from home jobs, it's very helpful kung meron tayong sinusunod na kumbaga, structure ng day. Especially for people like me na may ADHD nga. It's really helpful na nagkakaroon tayo ng indicator na start na tayo ng work. And then it also goes to that na kapag tapos na yung work natin, dapat may indicator din. Which is why dito sa ating tip number 5, we will talk about having your workday or end of workday ritual. Creating a ritual really helps a lot when it comes to signaling your brain na tama na ang work, which also gives you a better mindset to do things for the next working day on a better mindset or on a better scale. Kaya nga kumbaga kapag tapos na ang trabaho, kailangan mo ring bigyan yung utak mo ng signal na you should not do it para at least hindi ka na rin ma-burn out at hindi ka tatama rin on the next day. Actually, it makes you help recovery and proper rest para at least magkaroon ka naman ng time not only for work but for your personal life. Because of course, kailangan natin ng work-life balance. So, dito naman, rituals hindi naman kailangan maging complicated. Pwedeng as simple as these practical examples. Una is, of course, tidying up your desk. Kumbaga, punasan mo, linisan mo, and it actually indicates na okay na ang trabaho. Or you can also write tomorrow's to-do list para at least sasabihin mo, okay, makiklear out mo na din yung mga ginawa mo for the day. At kung meron kang nakalimutan kapag nagsusulat ka ng list mo, at least mas pwede mo siyang balikan at saka mas magiging productive yung araw mo kasi nga, it makes sure na wala kang na-miss na task on the to-do list that you have to prepare for tomorrow. Or actually, you can just add those tasks na naiwan mo today para mai-add mo siya bukas. So ayun, sa akin napaka-helpful nun kasi nga, it does not only make me think na tapos na yung trabaho but at least making me sure na wala akong mga nakakaligtaan sa utos ng client or sa mga tasks na needed from my teammates. So apart from ensuring productivity, it also gives out a better turnout of, the quality of tasks that you actually send to the client or to the team. Ayan na nga, very classic. The last thing that you have to do is of course close your laptop or shut down your devices. And ayan, kung pwede mo ang itago mo siya eh. Kung maaari rin, kung may budget ka naman, it actually helps to have a separate device for work and personal things. With it, super easy. Kapag sinabi mo kasing close na yung laptop or hindi mo na ino-open or hindi mo na nakikita yung desktop mo na nagkakaroon ng pop-up notifications from your teammates, it's gonna help you out a lot. Kasi nung una, aminin natin kahit ako, inuugali ko na open yung aking communication tools kahit sa off hours ko na nakaka-receive ako ng mga text from my workmates eh. And it actually kills me kasi sa una masaya, but as you go along the way, I know it's gonna kill you kasi having a balanced life is very difficult, especially on this age na puro tayo screens or technology na lang yung ginagamit natin. So, zoning out or having FOBI or what they call is fear of being involved these days. Ito yung kabaliktaran ng FOMO eh, na as much as possible, you don't have to put yourself into work things all of the time. Kasi at the end of the day, nagtatrabaho tayo para mabuhay at para mag-exist. Not only for us to do work and then earn money and then work again. And that's where most of our time is being spent within our lifetime. Kaya, of course, you should know how to balance it properly. And then another study here. So, study from University of California shows people with end-of-day rituals experience lower stress and better sleep. So, work from home, friendly siya kasi it's perfect for us na magkaroon ng tamang tulog. Lalo sa atin mga trentahin, I know you guys can relate too much to this. Na kaunting kulang lang sa tulog natin nasisira talaga yung mood natin. So, of course, yun yung unang-una nating dapat pangalagaan, ang pagkakaroon ng proper rest and recovery ng ating tulog kasi of course, yun yung magiging foundation or building block ng ating mood so that we can carry out properly or productively on our next working day, and also when it comes to having a better relationship with the people around us, especially our families. So ayan na nga, yun yung ating 5 practical tips on how to boost productivity na ginagawa ko rin as a work from home professional for 12 years already. But take note, we also have like this bonus practical extra hacks or extra tips. So you can also do exercise 5 to 10 minute work, 5 to 10 minutes of walk. And actually, that thing actually refreshes focus. Gaya ng sa akin, beside me, pakita ko lang, I have here like a walk pad, makalat yung desk ko. So, I work on a standing desk. So, what I usually do kapag break time ko naglalakad ako. So, I make sure na I still get active while doing my work. And another thing na pwede mong gawin, very classic, is to look at a different scenery or a view kapag nagtatrabaho ka. In my case, dahil nga enclosed yung aking work setup, lumalabas ako ng bahay para makakita ng trees or ng ibang scenery. Hindi kasama dyan yung mga wallpapers ha, so make sure na it's a live one para at least yung utak mo magiging alert. It actually keeps your brain from having bursts ng creativity. So ayun, that's one thing. And also a classic na we can do is of course having a reward system. So gaya nga ng mga ginagawa natin sa mga anak natin or sa mga bata, kayang-kaya natin siyang gawin for us. So with it, we have to create a reward system na after finishing a task or maybe having a very long project, we give ourselves a small treat or a short TikTok break. So ayun na nga. But make sure na hindi natin siya ginagawa ng madalas kasi sabi ko nga kanina, TikTok breaks or looking at digital devices will actually ruin the focus. Kung alam mong mahaba naman yung task mo at deserve mo naman magkaroon ng digital or screen time, then technically you can do it. Or maybe kapag meron kang nilulook forward na lunch or food, then get it at least para at least hindi ka nagkakaroon naman ng burnout na para man lang sa sarili mo and nagkakaroon ka ng maayos na reward system to keep you going. And one last thing na fina-follow ko, I know na medyo technical ito, but isa sa mga sinusunod ko is pagkakaroon ng color psychology. And I don't know kung naniniwala kayo, pero goods naman siya for me. And alam niyo ba na colors or what is color psychology? Did you know that colors can actually affect your productivity? So here's how I use them while working from home. So yung blue, it promotes focus and calm, perfect for analytical work or long tasks. Kaya sa akin, meron ako laging blue something, just like my mug. I actually look at it kapag gusto ko ng focus. And then having a bit of my wallpaper on my desktop na kulay blue para at least yung focus ko ma-retain. And next to that, of course, color green. It refreshes your mind and boosts creativity. So having plants around or having green accents are great. Kaya kung mapapansin nyo, around me maraming green items, especially the background of the house. Kasi nga, ito yung malaki kong pinapaniwalaan. And especially, I'm working on creative tasks. Looking at greens refreshes my mind and actually gives me better idea. I don't know if it happens to you, but for me, it's really effective. So kung may budget ka at sa tingin mo bagay naman sa interior ng bahay ninyo, having accents of green or having plants around will help you out when it comes to this. And then ayun na nga, another part of color psychology is color yellow. So yellow gives you energy and positivity. Try yellow sticky notes or desk organizers. Ito yung mga notebooks or even pens. It gives you out like a burst of energy or like having those stimulators sa utak mo para magkaroon ka ng higher rate of energy when it comes to working on that. And of course, very basic, the color red. So red signals urgency and action pero gamay lang like highlighting tasks. So with it, kapag meron kang task list, di ba pag naglilista ka, you should use a red marker. So when you look at my previous planners, lahat talaga ng mga urgent tasks or very important tasks nire-red ko para at least na-alert nga yung utak ko na it's really something that I have to do at hindi ko kailangan siyang i-skip or kailangan siyang i-pause. So having these things in mind, I know it's very superficial, super babaw, but for me, it helps a lot. Wala namang mawawala kung susundin, di ba? And last thing that I know about color psychology is color white or light neutrals. It keeps your workspace clean and clutter-free. Kumbaga, kapag medyo maayos nga at hindi ka nakakakita ng kalat kahit saan naman, kahit hindi natin i-apply ang psychology, kapag mas malinis yung pinagtatrabahuan mo, mas meron kang focus when it comes to organization or organizing your thoughts. So kung wala kang nakikitang kalat, iwas distraction na hindi ka pulot ng pulot kung saan-saan. Kaya for me, I just follow it na I have white keyboard, I have white mouse, and ayun na nga, pati yung cover ng table ko sa work is color white. Para at least mas madali akong magkaroon ng attention doon sa mga details na kailangan kong i-check. So yun na nga, these small changes will make a big difference sa inyong productivity. So guys, comment down below kung ano yung favorite ninyong work from home productivity tip. Baka ma-feature natin sa ating next vlog. So ayun na nga guys, the 5 proven productivity tips for work from home employees plus practical tips. So if you learned something today, like this video and subscribe sa Jom, A Journey of Me. At turn on notifications para updated kayo sa aking next vlog. So once again, this is me, Jom, sharing out my work from home tips, travel destinations, coffee shop finds, and of course, yung mga kung ano-anong bagay na nadadaanan ko sa aking buhay. And coming from that, thank you so much for staying with me up until the end of this video. So if you want to look at other things na ginagawa ko, you can check the other videos that I have on my channel. And total, nandun ka na din at doon ka papunta. Make sure to subscribe or like videos and add comments for some of the content that's already uploaded in there. So once again, thank you so much. This is me, Jom, for A Journey of Me.